Hey, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Remastered. Last time we completed the Shinra Manor, and we got a new friend who I have taken out of my party. Vincent Valentine, ex-Turk, turned sleeps in a coffin style goth. He told us that Sephiroth's mother was named Lucretia, not as we and Sephiroth believe Genova. Aw, the doggy sounds so sad. And we also met Sephiroth himself. He threw a materia at us and told us he was heading out to Mount Nibel. Great Sephiroth left us over mountains gone. So, this time around, we are going to, you know what? I am going to swap out Tifa. Just a moment. Alright, for now, I've swapped Yuffie back in. Or I swapped Yuffie in. Just for now. Once I get... once I get a ways up the mountain, once I get near to the reactor, I'll probably bring Tifa back in. Just because it feels like it'd be appropriate to have her there for that. Alright. Looks kind of... I mean, this part doesn't look really familiar, but... Sonic Speed. Does this dude have anything worth stealing? Probably not. Most few enemies really have anything particularly worth stealing. Ether. Not too big a deal. Haha. You can't hurt me, you can't hurt me. And I'm gonna let Yuffie get the kill because, I'd like her to get her next limit break. Is it up here? believe this is the chest. Rune Blade! Yes, here we go. So, lose out on the linked materia slots. But... sure. So yeah, while I would like the linked materia slots, it would be cool, but reminds me. Whee! Oh, can go up here. Whee! Alright. Another enemy, another new enemy. Q Vilduns. They mean anything? So, the Final Fantasy Wiki speculated about it. They think the Q might come from Culex, or Kirikusu, genus of mosquito. The full name in Japanese, it's Kyubiru-dyunusu. Kyubiru-dyunusu. Something like that. So yeah, the Q might come from Culex, genus of mosquito. Beedro probably comes from evil. Do? Or hold on. The rest of it, hard to say. So yeah. Oh, break! Nice, nice. Stores HP, don't really care that much about the HP. She's the only one missing anything right now, so let's just murder this dude. Shit, that wasn't enough to kill him. Alright. Hopefully this will be enough to kill them all. Yep. Getting her some kills so that she can get her next limit break. No idea how many she's got already, or how many more she'll need. Probably a lot. Oh. Here. Same, guys. Keep climbing. Whew. Long one. Plus barrette. And now all the way back down. Woo-wee. That is for, what's his name? I've literally forgotten his name. Red. That is for Red 13. Quick and easy. Earth material leveled up. There we go. Yeah, long way back down. So rude of them. Do like I'm getting some more kills for Yuffie, though. It's very, very convenient. Because why not? There we go. Phew! Alright. Made it back down to the bridge. Nah, no, I don't. And now this is gonna start feeling familiar. Hopefully this time the bridge doesn't break. Not the enemy I was actually hoping to fight. Here we go. Also, that's a really cool shot right there. Kind of like that one. Zoo. Speaking of zoo. First, the name. Zu with one U means fire in the Sumerian language. Anzu is a lesser divinity or monster in several Mesopotamian religions. He was conceived by the pure waters of the Apsu and the wide earth, or as the son of Cyrus. Anzu was seen as a massive bird who can breathe fire and water, although Anzu is alternately seen as a lion-headed eagle like a reverse griffin. It is a long-range enemy. And kind of a tough one. You can steal a bird wing from it, which does wind damage to all enemies. Oh, right. Zoo feels fury. I'm actually gonna get a... Oh, okay. It's like, okay, you know what, I'll get a quick heal in. But okay, that works too. Level up for Yuffie, that's nice. Oh, and Birdwing dropped. Alright, let's continue on. That is a steep climb. That bridge just gets real steep right there. Okay, just these guys, good. Honestly, I wasn't really in the mood for another zoo fight. Alright, so 5 fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we're doing this. We're going down the stairs, ladders first. Alright, that is very important to do. Because that will allow us to climb back up. Whee! Power Soul! What does that thing do again? Power up when near death. Alright, and a new enemy? The Twin Brain. Anything interesting about these dudes? Probably not. Anything worth stealing? I would bet no. Ether. Oh, limit break again? You know what, this time I think I will do the all heal. I'm gonna have her throw out a quick Matcha Magic. Alright, how about a fire? Oof. And another Matcha Magic, I think. Oh, and there's Cloud back. Cloud and Aerith both leveled up. Nice, nice. And a save point! Alright, so I'm gonna try fighting this guy. He does have an enemy skill I want to learn. So this is Materia Keeper. Okay, that kinda hurts. Yep, just gonna have her heal herself a bit. Could have had Aerith heal her, but... that actually wasn't too much damage. Big horn. Yeah. That's fine. I'm just gonna focus on physical attacks until it does its the attack I need it to do. Yeah, alright. Another hell combo. Whew. Gonna hold off on her limit, again, until it uses the thing I need it to use. But don't mind using her, right? Your tunes, though. Woo! That did some good damage, though. Here we go. So Cloud and Aerith have now both learned Meteor Cream. And Meteor Rain should do some pretty good damage. Yep, pretty good. Pretty good. Gem Ring. Is it outrageous? And a counter materia. That's actually pretty good. Though, believe it or not, it can be risky if you're looking for a specific... If you're looking for a specific enemy and a specific, enemy skill, it can actually be a bit of a nuisance. Alright, and here's what the Gem Ring does. I don't know if that's outrageous, but it protects against Paralyze, Petrify, and Slow Numb. Alright, so with that, let's actually climb back up. Oh no, I can't get there yet. That will be after going down a pipe. Pipe 5, I expect. Oh, probably 4, actually. Alright, here. And these losers again. Alright, let's try pipe 4 now. Yeah, there we go. And an all materia. And I think I'm going to actually swap Tifa back in here real quick. Alright, so I think the other 3 pipes don't go anywhere in particular. Alright, gonna head south real quick. So yeah, this particular area should look familiar. And then down around here. These losers again. Alright, how do I get down there? Here, probably. Yeah, there we go. For an elixir! Nice, nice, nice. And then, the spring again. And an elemental materia. Oh. Which, actually would have been nice here, earlier against the The other thing. The monster I just fought. Would have actually been really useful against the monster I just fought. On the other hand, it's not like I actually struggled against the thing. The reason I say it would have been useful is elemental and lightning reduces the damage that you take from lightning attacks. Doesn't eliminate it, but it reduces it. Bleh. Alright, level ups for Cloud and Aerith. Alright, not actually the way I want to go. Yeah, didn't want to exit yet. Wanted this first. Sniper CR. What's the CR? It is for Vincent. It is a weapon for Vincent. And it's not bad, actually. Yeah, I have no idea what CR stands for. It does have perfect accuracy. Which means if you combine it with the Deathblow materia, you always get a perfect, you always get a critical hit with it. Alright. Now I need to climb back up the hill. So this is going to be a bit of a long walk. And here's where it all happened. Here's where it all started. There's actually nothing in here. But not sure if there's even enemies in here. The Genova door seems to be blocked shut. So yeah, it's also didn't notice before. On the sides there, beside the pipe I'm standing on, like right below me here, those kind of look like fingers with like really long, like talon nails. The whole place is very unsettling. Also, kind of a shame that there's no, like, that you don't even get, like, a bit of dialogue right there, honestly. Would have been cool if there was just, like, a little bit of, just, like, a scene there. Ah, there's the door I need. And alright, I'll climb back down here. So, yeah, the reason you want to do that ladder first is just so that you can climb back up, so that you can get both materia slots without having to go all the way around. Alright, I'll swap Barrett in for a little while. Still haven't gotten him his second level 2 limit break. Been a while since I've used him. Alright, we've made it over the mountains. So I need to figure out where the next town is. Alright. So I'm pretty sure I had around here, I think. Yeah, here we go. Rocket launch pad area. And let's, there's a new enemy, so let's, now that we're in the new area, Nibel wolves again, but also Belcher task. Which is actually supposed to be Belcher Tusk. The Japanese name translates to Belcher Tusk. The Belcher Tusk can't... Hey, and there's a little bit of counter getting in. Alright, I'll let Barrett get the last kill on this dude. Actually... I'm gonna give him a cover. And you know what, for now, an HP plus. I need him taking some hits so I can get his limit gauge up. Yeah, it's fine, attacking. There we go, good. He'll bear it back up a bit. Oof. Not sure how many more of these I need to do. I don't remember how many I've done probably. Alright. Alright, give me a second here. Yeah, battery cap. So, these guys are new. This and one other enemy that are in the forests of the Nibel area. You can steal dasers from them. Oh, which inflict paralyze. Which, meh. They're not exactly dangerous, though. Or... they'd be less dangerous if Eric could do some damage with magic, but he can't. Oh well. And one more enemy in this area to encounter, so... not any of these guys. Here we go. Took a few tries, but the last enemy in the area, the Bapa Valamu. So the Baba might come from creatures like the Baba Yaga. Who have chicken legs. Or the Baba Roga, which has a horn. Baba is also a Japanese word meaning old woman. Which, maybe not. Part of its name might come from being round. The Rao might come from round. Mew might come from mutant. Ugh, little bastard. But shouldn't be a big threat. Oh yeah, I can do this sort of thing. Alright, whatever. Did have to fight a few fights while looking at that thing, which was kind of annoying. Ah, poison. Hey, nice. Not worried about getting his... Less worried about it getting his 3rd level limit break. More concerned about getting just his 2nd level 2 limit break, so... I'm not gonna focus too much on getting him killed just now. If he gets them, but... Nice to get him. We've gotten Cloud a chance to do another limit break. Alright, so next time we check out the rocket launch pad. For now, we have made it past Mount Nibel. Saw that there was nothing in the reactor itself, so Sephiroth is not there, it seems like. He did say he was going to be beyond the mountain. So... we are maybe hot on the trail, although tough to tell because he can apparently fly. And actually, the bet on the he seemed to do some phasing when he was on the Shinra vessel. So who knows what the hell kind of powers he's got. But, we are still on the trail, more or less. This section of the game does feel really weird, I think. Like, basically almost everything since we left Midgar has felt just weirdly paced and just, it's just... It sometimes feels like you're going to destinations without really knowing why you're going there. Like, it's just, it happens to be on the way. It's very linear right now. But it's, more than that, it's just like, you just like, okay, then you go here. Why? Because it's on the way. It just happens to be the next destination to go to. With no real sense of, like, of those locations actually being connected to the story. Cosmo Canyon, yes, that felt connected because it was, and that was where Red wanted to go. He told us, I'm following you until we get back to my hometown. So it makes sense to go to Cosmo Canyon. And but other than that, I mean, it's just go here because you have to go here in order to continue on. Like, it's just, I do feel like they got a little bit sloppy with this section of the game. It doesn't feel like a logical progression from point A to point B to point C to point D and so on. It's still going from point A to point B and all that, but it's like it doesn't feel like there's actually a reason. Like, there's no reason to go to point C other than the fact that it's on the way to D. Like, it's just, I do feel like it suffers a little bit from it just being, from everywhere just being disconnected from the story. It feels like a huge chunk of what we've done since leaving Midgar has felt really weirdly disconnected from the story. In a way that, like, I can't really explain. Like, why did we go to Corel? Because we had to drop in at Corel. Why did we have to drop in at Corel? Because it was there. We went to Corel because it was there. We went to Costa del Sol because it was there. We went to this location because it was there. It went there because it was there. It's just a lot of because it was there locations. In a way, I sort of get it. This was the first of the 3D Final Fantasy games. They were able to do just a lot more in general. But they had a lot of, this world map is massive compared to the other Final Fantasy games. Or at least it feels more massive. So to a certain extent, I kind of get that. That it was just it was their first 3D Final Fantasy. There, a lot of excitement about what they could do. And a lot of the other Final Fantasy games also suffered from similar issues of you have to go there because you have to go there. but I'm finding it more noticeable in this one somehow. I think because the threat is still kept kind of vague. We don't know what Sephiroth is doing. We don't know his motivations. We don't know anything right now about Sephiroth. He is just a complete and total... He is still, at this point, largely a mystery. We don't actually know what his plan is. We don't even have a clue about his plan. We just know he's kinda crazy. He wants to find the Promised Land, but why? Shinra wanted to find the Promised Land so they could exploit it. Why does Sephiroth want the Promised Land? He became this sort of larger scope villain very suddenly when he killed President Shinra. Shinra itself have largely taken a back seat during this section. Yeah, they still get mentioned here and there, and we'll continue to see them a little bit here and there, including pretty soon. Actually, we're gonna have a Shinra encounter pretty soon, but I don't know, compared to Final Fantasy VI. The Empire wanted Espers for power, so they could be drained and exploited and used to make themselves more powerful, so they could, rule over the world because they were power mad. And then, halfway through, Kefka kills the Emperor because he's ambitious and crazy. He wants all that power for himself. Understandable. Final Fantasy IV. We don't know exactly why Golbez wants all the crystals in Final Fantasy IV. But you can presume that it's for power. Actually, how long into 4 was it before Golbez was really introduced? Fairly early, I think. Yeah, reasonably early. Probably, a little bit earlier in 4 compared to where we are at in 7. And it was just, a simpler game. 4 was just a much simpler game, much simpler story. It was just straight good versus evil. Really? Light versus dark. It was a very basic story in that sense. It was really about Cecil's journey. And with this one, again, large chunks of the story where Cloud, despite being the protagonist, huge chunks of this story so far, where Cloud is not really showing any development. I'm not even talking like major development. I mean, like, just... Yeah, he's the one who insisted on going after Sephiroth, and yet for a lot of it, he just feels weird. In a lot of scenes, he feels weirdly passive. I don't know. So far, I'm not really digging the bulk of all this stuff since we left Midgar. The Midgar stuff was really, really well done. All that early stuff in Midgar was actually really good, really interesting, really well done. Since leaving Midgar, there have been good parts. Cosmo Canyon absolutely stands out as sort of the best part since we left. Since we left Midgar. But other than that, it feels like there's just not enough there, as the saying goes. But those are my thoughts. It is still relatively early in the game. We are still on just the first disc. There's still plenty more to get to. For the guide I'm using is split into parts. They've got 32, and it's got 32 parts. And Mount Nibel is part 15. So we're about to start part 16 of what this Let's Play uses. So we are a chunk of the way through Disc 1. Definitely over halfway through Disc 1. Still, a little bit left, but most of the way through Disc 1. Maybe 2/3 of the way through Disc 1. Discs 2 and 3, I think, are not quite as large, I don't think. But, anyway, those are my thoughts at this point in the game. So, next time, as I said, we'll continue with the rocket launch area. So join me for that.